The Aryan Invasion Theory, AIT, is a sophisticated myth fabricated in the past 200 years. It has three goals. First, to establish the Europeans as a superior race to Indians. Second, to claim that Sanskrit and Vedas were imported into India and hence Hinduism's foundations are not Indian. Third, to establish divisions among Indians that prevent a cohesive national identity. AIT is an umbrella narrative which ties many different points together, all of which are false. For example, Sanskrit and Vedas were imported from Europe. Aryans and Dravidians are different races. Dravidians and Dalits are the blacks of India, while upper castes are the whites of India. Caste system is a hierarchy of oppression. Brahmins have always exploited others. Dravidians were originally Christians. At first, these falsehoods were made up by Europeans, particularly British and German Indologists. But today, many Breaking India forces are keeping this dangerous myth alive within India itself. Let us examine this theory. AIT claims that a foreign race of fair-skinned Aryans invaded India thousands of years ago. They are said to have originated somewhere across the vast region from Eastern Europe to Central Asia, but no precise location has ever been found. There is no archaeological or other scientific evidence in those foreign lands to support that Aryans lived there. Despite millions of dollars of funding, all attempts have failed to prove that Europeans came and populated India a long time ago. AIT claims these Aryans brought Sanskrit to India and wrote the Vedas. This is so ridiculous. Rig Ved, Samved, Yajurved, and Atharvaved all are claimed to be developed thousands of miles away from India and brought here by foreigners. Actually, there is plenty of evidence proving Sanskrit and Vedas originated in India. There is solid geological and astronomical correlation between the Vedas and the Saraswati Valley civilization and the Himalayan region. The archaeological evidence supporting that Sanskrit and Vedas originated in India keeps growing every year. We also have genealogical evidence. We know which rishis saw each of the Vedic hymns. Many Indian families trace their lineage back to these rishis. Several Guru Sampradayas trace their origin to the Vedic rishis. So the question is, despite the overwhelming evidence debunking the Aryan Invasion Theory, why is it still alive? The answer is simple. AIT is a political device to break up India, just like it was during British times. The writings of many British and German Indologists of the 19th century, such as Max Muller, Joseph Gobineau, Houston Chamberlain, and others, show how this theory supported European supremacy. Europeans could not accept that something so sophisticated as Vedas and Sanskrit could come from anywhere outside Europe. The British used this theory to inject an inferiority complex in Indians and make them fight each other. The divide and rule strategy has 3 steps. First, concoct that some people are oppressed. Second, brand a community as the oppressors. Third, encourage a victimhood complex in the oppressed group to make them vulnerable to new loyalties. AIT wants Dravidians to see themselves as oppressed and to reject Sanskrit and Vedas as Aryan imports into India. Hinduism is to be rejected because it is based on the Vedas. This ideology is used to divide India's north and south. Now let's look at the conflict being created among languages. AIT claims the southern languages belong to the Dravidian race and have been oppressed by the Sanskrit coming from the Aryans. So South Indians should hate Sanskrit and Hindi its derivative. Let us look at the impact on faiths. Hinduism comes from Vedas, which are Aryan. Dravidians are the oppressed and should therefore reject Hinduism. The church and leftists see this fault line as a political opportunity. Evangelists are converting South Indians by using another falsehood, that Dravidians were originally Christians who got suppressed by Vedic Aryans. Another manipulation is the caste system. AIT says that Aryans built a rigid caste system to prevent intermingling between Aryans and Dravidians. Dravidians became the lower caste and Dalits. So Dravidians must rise against the Brahmins because they are descendants of Aryans. The truth is that the Varnashrama system was dynamic and valued everyone's work. The British perverted it to play divisive politics. AIT makes Brahmins the target of hate-mongering. Brahmin phobia is very high today. It is viciously propagated by Breaking India forces in media, literary, and academic circles. So AIT has reached these following conclusions. First, oppressed equals Dravidians, Dalits, and Shudras. Second, oppressor equals Brahmins as the inheritors of Aryan superiority. Third, anti-Brahminism is the way to go. According to AIT, dark skin is inferior, fair skin is superior. But Indian civilization never cared about skin color. Some of our most sacred deities like Krishna and Kali are dark-skinned. Even India's traditional art forms like Carnatic music and Bharatnatyam have become targets of Aryan Dravidian divisive politics. Dravidians are taught that they were barred from these art forms by Brahmin Aryans. Christians are exploiting this and Christianizing the art forms. The Aryan Invasion Theory is still being used to divide India. It is up to us to falsify this myth. Please stand up and have your voice be counted.